Hello, my name is Aaliyah Busita, and I will be talking about the artistry of Filipino culture, which is the barong. The barong is a traditional clothing usually worn by men to formal events like weddings, baptisms, funerals, or national celebrations, and it is an important part of our culture and our history. So, for a little background on where the barong started. So, the barong started during the Spanish colonial era and when we were being colonized by the Spanish. So, the Spanish required that Filipinos wear these untucked, lightweight shirts to be able to distinguish the natives between each other. And as time went on, this barong and these clothing evolved into something more of a symbol of elegance rather than something that was being imposed on them by somebody else. So the barong includes very intricate fabric and embroidery, and it's a hand-woven fabric that became a special and national attire for us. And it's made of a really lightweight fabric and breathable material since the climate in the Philippines is very hot, so they needed clothes that were able to be breathable and wear often. So they made of materials like piña, which is a pineapple fiber, and juicy, which is a blend of silk and banana fiber. So it would look like this. It's very breathable and very translucent too. Usually shirts are worn under the barong when worn at special events and things. So the barong is a true work of art, and it's a true work of craftsmanship for people who make them today. So the designs usually intricate patterns such with that inspired from nature, like flowers or leaves. And in my life, I typically see barongs at as well as weddings, baptisms, and funerals, etc. And for my example, for my niece's baptism, my brother wore a barong for the baptism, and for my mom's wedding, all the groomsmen and the groom wore special barongs for the wedding, and for my aunt's anniversary wedding, all the men were required to wear barongs and the women were required to wear Filipiñanas, which is the same thing for females it's still traditional clothing for the females, which is kind of like puff sleeves here, but the barong would essentially look like what I just shown. And for modern times now, the barong still holds a powerful place in Filipino culture because it's still a symbol of our national pride and it's our identity for us, and it represents us as people, and it reminds us where we came from, and we keep the tradition alive today. Right now, the younger generations are still wearing barongs and even having their own spin on them. They make them more gender inclusive, and they cut it more modernly. Sometimes you see more it's cut shorter, or they do even more intricate designs or more modern tailored designs, and they usually tied into fashion. If people Filipinos who like fashion, usually you'll see more modernly fashionable barongs. And yeah, it's not just a piece of clothing, it's something that we use to express us and express our culture. So yeah, that is the importance of the barong and how it's in my culture and how it modernly is in today.